all points. And if you especially have a point that focuses on the ministry, would appreciate that as well. But how did you benefit and are benefiting from the Powerful by Faith convention? And Charlton's place.
Yeah, I was impressed with Daniel and those satraps wanted to frame him and to really get him to bow down to the king. No, it's trap. But the key word I stuck with me is Daniel served Jehovah with consistency. No deviation from his spiritual routine, which is something that I personally need to take to heart. Because I claim to have faith and I want to develop faith every day, but will the question I ask myself, will the government or will my family change my routine? Will I continue to serve Jehovah with this constancy? Will they derail me? So you continue to build up your faith in anticipation of a situation like that now.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Excellent example of Daniel. That's our brother Hans.
I benefited from the dramatic Bible reading, which gave us the account of Noah. We know that Noah demonstrated faith, but to listen to that dramatic Bible reading really moved me to see how Noah demonstrated his faith in an active manner and how he was moved to demonstrate obedience to Jehovah because of this faith that he had in his God. What this helps me to understand is that
went through a distressful time. We don't know what it was, but we can see tears coming from her eyes. But we can see that as she read, she drew comfort from Jehovah. So therefore, that helped me to realize that we are going through situations. Let's call upon Jehovah for help.
Yes.
Faith now prepares us for bigger trials to come. The scripture Hebrews 10 verses 39 was mentioned.
That we need faith for trials now that we're experiencing and the trials to come. Thank you. Sister Sands.
I really enjoyed the comparison between the good and the bad in terms of persons when they talked about Abel and Cain, and then realities within the Bible, so that I can really build my faith, because we need more faith as time goes on.
The part when it came to remember, faithless people can acquire faith. Now, they talked about prominent ones, they talk about non-religious people, but they also talk about Jesus' fleshly brother. And for me, who doesn't have much people in the truth at this time, this was very confident for me to realize that there's still time for us to continue to work towards
him as well, because that deals directly with our ministry. Let's have Brother Darling.
What? That's right.
No.
Yeah, there was a video presentation how our brothers are showing faith. And the thing that stood out to me in that presentation, with especially as it relates to the ministry, we saw a young...
Rose, please.
Oh, I appreciated Sunday morning symposium of women of strong faith. Hannah, in particular, she had two adversities against her. She was a wife. I thought that expression was very interesting. And then...
Yes, nice. Hannah is an excellent example for us to ponder. Thank you, Sister Burrows, the Bartletts.
And also faith opens the privilege to walk with Jehovah with him. It's very important. In 2 Corinthians 4 and 13 was highlighted there, where it says that when we have faith, we're able to speak. And so it will also help us in our ministry.
Yeah. Sister Taylor?
Yes,
Sister Adi, please.
I enjoyed the path that was presented
Yeah,
by
meeting.
Brother Gary.
John 6:44 that we didn't choose to serve him, he chose us. And then he also tells us that there is no handles on the outside of a human heart. So it's us, we have to have faith to open our heart to Jehovah. And when we pour our hearts out to Jehovah in prayer, he would intervene for us.
Yes. And finally, Sister Mary Gray.
I like the quote from the brother in Turkmenistan who said, "Where there is faith, there is joy. Where there is joy, I cannot be broken." And the talk that Brother Cooper gave, have faith and do not doubt, I really liked how he took 4 situations we have to deal with: temptation, opposition, illness, and economic hardship. And for each situation, he discussed the challenge, he discussed the promise from Jehovah, and he discussed the reason for our faith. And that was really uplifting.
Thank you. So truly, many things that can help us to be powerful by faith. That means the word impossible will not be impossible for us, because with faith we can do things that are impossible. And so as we look at these last days, may we continue to apply this convention to our ministry. And that part, remembering the faithless people can acquire faith. We talked about cultivating qualities like compassion and patience, and not judging people to think that this person is not going to accept the truth. But we are allowing Jehovah to be the judge. We are just doing the work of exercising our faith and thus accomplishing impossible things. So we thank you all very much for your comments, and we turn the meeting back over to our chairman.